So we are Lone Pine Brewing Company. We started in 2016 in a 800 square foot basement, essentially, brewing small batches of beer, and Portland is a thirsty city, so we quickly started, scaling that up.
And in 2018, we purchased Sebago Brewing's facility, which we're here at now, which enabled us to scale 4 times basically overnight.
Obviously, with the COVID era sort of hitting us, there was a lot of shakeup in the beer industry, but for the most part, people still found their way towards craft beers.
You transitioned during the COVID pandemic, that kind of kegs to can shift.
We were about a 50-50 split, almost.
Straight down.
Yeah, prior to March of last year, and then it just went all to cans, almost overnight. So it was a pretty seismic shift that we had to experience, but our biggest question mark for us at the time was our canning line. Our canning line was a couple years old at that point. It had done something like 6 million cans already, so it was a little tired, and then we were pushing it as hard as we could at that point. So being able to keep the canning line humming was imperative, so we made that purchase early on, and then we brought in 6 new tanks to allow us to get more beer in cans.
Right.
When we make changes like that, they have to be calculated and they have to be intentional because they're expensive. But yeah, it was a lot of flexibility from the bank to allow us to pivot with new equipment and new processes that quickly. So we were able to sort of capitalize on being in stock and at the places where people were buying beer early on. So being able to lean on Machias to give us a hand when we need it was huge, especially during the last year.
The difference between Machias and most local banks is that the relationship doesn't stop once the funding comes through. There's constant check-ins, and that only makes us healthier and better off in the long run.
Well, that's the Machias Mile, and that's what we do.